You're listening to a wee Moan podcast with Nads and Joan.
Welcome back to a Wee Moan podcast with Nads and Joan, your guide to all things popular culture, celebrity news, and drama. Nadia, hello.
Yes, it's been so long. I have missed our coming together. It's like, what have you been up to? I know you've been jet setting all over the world.
I went to Darwin, which, God, I love Darwin.
Yeah.
It's the same country, but what a fabulous place.
Yeah.
Very Asian, just so different.
Yes.
A lot of Aboriginal culture. It's a totally different place and it's fun.
Yeah.
So that was great, bloody hot. And then I went to
Very
Tokyo with
tropical.
a bunch of our friends went to Tokyo, not just Tokyo,
Yep.
around Japan, and got told to be quiet regularly, and generally just told off by the locals.
So you're just like stereotypical loud
Australian
travellers.
Gaijin aliens.
Yeah, exactly.
Gaijin. Yeah, so anyway, but that was really, really fun, and now I'm back, and the sun's coming out, and we are ready to talk about a whole
Ready
lot
to
of
rock.
stuff. But what have you been doing?
Look, nothing much. I did get a new dog, who is not
pretty big.
Yes, that's pretty big. Her name's Daisy. She was rehomed to me. And yeah, just settling her in and just getting back to a bit of painting myself. And yeah, but I've missed our coming together, and we've got a big show for everyone today. First up, we're going to be talking about Andrew, Mountbatten, Windsor. You can cut the prince.
Yes.
No prince in that title.
All right, yeah, keep going. You explain what we're going to talk about, and then I'll get started with old Andrew.
And then we're going to talk about the Louvre, the robbery, and more so, we're going to actually be talking about the suspects that they found. But I'll let you in on that a little bit later. We also are going to be talking about the Selling Sunset series. That's just come out, season 9, Joni's favorite. And the reunion was just aired last night. Then we're going to be talking about Kim Kardashian's new series, All's Fair. And then another show that we really, really love is called The Girlfriend. We'll talk about that. And The Knife's Edge, which is, yes, we'll be talking about that too. But let's start with the civilian prince. No. Civilian. It's very hard not to say the prince. Stripped of all titles. Andrew, tell me, Joan. You know, you've got.
So Baby Grumbles is no longer the Duke of York, and then even more recently, then got stripped of all titles whatsoever. He is no longer a prince. The reason I say Baby Grumbles is because that was the Queen Mother's name for baby Andrew. Apparently,
why?
He's always been
the story behind that?
Well, I mean, what do you think it means? If he's called Baby Grumbles, what do you think?
Well, he was a grumbly
baby.
Yeah,
He's a grumbly whinge from the get-go, and she affectionately called him Baby Grumbles. He caused troubles from the get-go. And
but he was the Queen's favourite. I heard.
Yes, they definitely say he was the Queen's favourite, but I think it was more of a protective nature over him. You know what I mean? Because he was he was a wild. You couldn't predict what he was going to do. He was sort of always making mistakes and doing the wrong thing. He probably had his heyday when he was in the Navy and fought in the Shetlands War, where we now, of course, that's where the infamous story comes from, when he lost his ability to sweat.
Of course,
poor Baby Grumbles couldn't sweat anymore.
Yeah.
Yes. So anyway, what's happened is, it seems that Prince Charles and the royal family have finally said, you know what, we need to get rid of him, partly because Virginia Giuffre who was his victim and child sex, someone that was sex trafficked by Epstein to Prince Andrew. She's brought out a book. She committed suicide.
Her story is horrific.
And she's got 3 children.
With her then husband, it just sounds like her life was
she
tough.
Yeah,
tough.
She couldn't really bring it back. And I mean, Prince Andrew and the Queen Mother paid her out a huge undisclosed amount of money, but it doesn't buy your happiness, does it? She wasn't able to conquer the demons that these revolting men have put in her life by trafficking, well, not just men, also, what's her name? The only person that is in actual jail.
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Ghislaine Maxwell, her as well, but mostly men that just destroyed this woman's life. Anyway, she's brought out a book. It's hugely damning, and there's also been evidence that the Metropolitan Police have been actively looking into media reports that Andrew was trying to get personal information about Jeffrey through his police protection. So, he's actively trying to destroy this woman. And I suppose...
And using police resources and the taxpayers' money to do so, which is horrendous, and that is a really bad look for the royal family.
That's right, and I think with the royal family trying to get better PR and modernise or whatever you want to call it, he just had to go. But it was funny that in the lead up to, because when he lost his title of the Duke of York, but everyone kept saying, oh no, but he can't lose his title of Prince, because if it has to be changed in Parliament. They'll need to vote on it in Parliament. And then within a fortnight, they were like, okay, we're taking your title of Prince away as well. So that seems to be complete rubbish. Yeah. So anyway, I mean, there's not really much left to say. He's been ousted now, but he is living in Norfolk. I've got a Norfolk. Thank you, Nadia.
Yep.
In a very
that is quite an estate from here. I mean, we're looking at a huge. Would you call it a palace? That's it. That's an estate.
Yes, of course you would. Yes,
and it's on huge grounds. And I believe this Sandringham residence is privately funded by the King. Yes, King Charles. King Charles owns it. Where would he get his private money from?
Well, I mean, I suppose he's got millions of dollars and he can invest it any way that he wants. And he comes from a rich family. Like, of course, he gets money from the taxpayer, but at the same time, like, rich families are entitled to keep their money.
Yes, but there's no privately funded. Every penny that he has comes from the taxpayers' wallets. Like, anyway, that's just my own little, when they say, when the media says privately funded, I have to scoff a little bit in my most, posh English accent. I have to scoff.
Yes. And well, anyway, I'm sure, I don't know what King Charles thinks of him. I think they're probably all completely fed up with him. So for a very long time, the Queen made Prince Andrew the UK Special Representative for International Trade and Investment, which was in fact a paid job. So the taxpayers were paying Prince Andrew to travel around the world and meet with international
dignitaries.
Yeah, which is where he met Epstein. And then he got embroiled in a number of scandals, and he just was generally not good at keeping himself out of trouble. So he would he's taken a lot of money from a lot of different people, including selling properties for like 3 times the amount of what they're worth. And he had a lot to do with Kazakhstan. Like, he loved Kazakhstan, and he was in Kazakhstan a lot. And the Kazakhstan's the son of the Kazakhstan prime minister bought a property of his for like 3 times the amount, and he also took dodgy investments from like Greek water companies who wanted to invest in Kazakhstan. So he'd like take back payments to like introduce people. And this is when Epstein, he was then introduced to Epstein, and just went, oh yeah, great, right up my alley. Off I go to sexually assault teenagers.
Yes,
rape teenagers.
Well, exactly. And I believe now Fergie is sort of embroiled in scandal because because of the bizarre investments. And she actually had some dealings with Jeffrey Epstein herself, which is all coming out now. And that's why she was so protective over Prince Andrew, Andrew at the time. She was like, no, he's such a, baby Grumbles. he's such a stand up, you know, ex-husband, and you know, like I'm like, what are you hiding?
Well, do you might remember, and I know I can't remember the specific details, but yeah. So Fergie and Andrew got together and then separated, but they've actually lived together.
They're cut from the same cloth. The old toe sucking couple.
Yeah, the old toe sucking. But she also got in a huge amount of trouble, Fergie, and it was on Oprah one. It was a decade ago or so, or no, probably 20 years ago, and she had thrown Andrew under the bus, and she was in financial ruin, as she often is. And Andrew was like, and she was on the phone to she was selling Andrew out. She was saying, and she was recorded by a journalist being like, well, yes, I can get you information on how does, you know, the Prince of England sound. And they're both, they get themselves in financial ruin often and have to be bailed out by their rich family. Their two daughters are lovely though. Like they seem to be... You know,
I know when you think that there's a family
Eugenie
involved.
And Beatrice, like they seem to be lovely. Not if I know them.
Yeah. Look, that's that. But I would be it's messy, isn't it? It's really messy. And look, sorry, I was just going to add one more thing. Recent reports, now that he is a civilian, he will be trialed as a civilian in the court of law in terms of like when he's indicted. And there's now news reports just from 2 days ago that he's of risk of a flight risk, and he could flee because he's got so many international connections, especially in places like Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Abu Dhabi, like all of the prince and kingdoms. A lot of those places have really, you know, their extradition laws aren't. They just make their own laws up. You know, like they don't have any
protect this.
Well, I mean, yes. If Prince Andrew has something on them, you know, like it's a big boys' club, in my opinion. So
he owns a lodge in Switzerland worth £18 million, which he
he'd probably get extradited from there. But like I can just imagine he'll just flee to somewhere and hide in some big old palace somewhere. Anyway, that's hopefully not.
Well, also I just want to mention a quote that I've always found funny. Remember his train wreck of an interview with Emily Maitlis.
How could I forget? How could I forget? I mean, that was iconic.
It was iconic. Insane. And a quote about that was, I expected a train wreck this is someone referring to the interview. I expected a train wreck. That was a plane crashing into an oil tanker, causing a tsunami, triggering a nuclear explosion level bad. It's just the worst.
Exactly. But he walked away from that interview thinking he'd done a really good job.
Yes, totally, because we learnt that from the...
That's the irony of it. He was just like, nailed that. Nailed that.
Nailed it. And his PR people resigned like immediately, didn't they? They were just like, right, I'm out.
Yeah.
We can't
defend that. Cannot defend that.
Remember, he loves these little teddy bears and stuff. He's got all his teddy bears lined up on the bed. He's a strange unit.
I saw that on the 60 Minutes recently.
He's always been very strange, and I know this shouldn't.
They called him the see you next Tuesday. That was his official name, as like from all the guards. They used to call him the cunt.
He. What was I going to say?
Well, after that, you've got to gather your thoughts after that. Sorry.
Yeah, you threw me off with that rude language. Anyway, this is it. He doesn't drink. You know how I just find that astonishing that someone who, like, at least if he drunk and it was like, okay, he's blind drunk regularly. Not that that's an excuse, clearly not. But the fact that he doesn't drink and still does this and like still just continues to act the way he acts, you just go, wow, you really, like, there's something
egregious,
wrong up there.
Yeah, no, he's clear-headed and in control of every impulse, apparently, which makes it really sad and just gross, really.
But, anyway, as that picture of it where he's living now, it's, like, okay, well, you get to lead a fabulous life, don't you? Virginia took her life.
Well, he's not protected by his title anymore. So he is, as I said, calling him a civilian is really actually.
I like it.
Well, it's poignant because he is not protected by his royal title anymore. He is now, as anyone else could be, indicted, charged, sent to jail. He doesn't have the Queen in his corner anymore, and King Charles is being booed and heckled in like his walkabouts, and he can't handle. It's just not going to stick anymore.
No, and also Camilla Parker Bowles, she does a lot of work. She does a lot of work in the domestic violence area.
Okay.
How could she possibly have this man turning up?
No.
Sexual violence and turning up. You'd just be like, sorry, he just cannot be here.
Yeah. And one other point, is Harry next? The titles. It's been whispered. Yeah. Well, I think if King William comes in, I think it would be straight away stripping Harry of his title. But I think because he didn't want to be part of the royal family, and they're using their titles
the Sutton
to negotiate. Yeah. Not only that. The what's her name? Meghan.
Meghan Sussex.
Meghan used the her royal HRH. She was the Queen specifically said you cannot use the HRH. Her Royal Highness. She used that, saying on a thank you card or whatever.
Yes.
Love from Her Royal Highness Meghan. It was to like one of her friends. Like, just jump off your high horse. Like, that is ridiculous.
Yeah, no, you're right. William does want to
those things,
but so many members.
Well, they're using their titles to create commercial ventures for themselves, and that is what makes them special. Their titles. So, can you have one without the other? I don't know. I think it screams of it's exactly right. Anyway,
the Diamond Heist, Nadia. I love the Diamond Heist. I mean, everyone loves the Diamond Heist, but please.
As I was trawling on TikTok, so basically all the rage is that they found these suspects, and I'm just going to throw the image up on the screen now. What you're seeing here is some very young men who the internet are calling very, very good looking. Actually, one of them looks like Chase Crawford, the one on the right. And one of them looks like a
Hemsworth. The one on the right looks like a Hemsworth.
They both
in the orange.
They're aesthetically pleasing, but this was
God.
So anyway, this is the little thing that says. Two suspects arrested over the Louvre jewel heist break the internet as housewives across France encourage robbers to steal theirs next. Marie from Nice says, I've unlocked my jewelry box and left the front door open. C'est la vie. Claudine from Lyon says, if they fancy another heist, my pearls are ready and and so am I. This is what it's like. Yeah, I love this.
So are they seriously the guys they've arrested for the heist?
Yes, these are the men who literally performed the very high. Look, what did they have? They had they're very.
They had Napoleon Bonaparte's wife's crown. I mean, they dropped that actually. They dropped a crown on the ground out of the chairlift as they went up.
Yeah.
Because
they got away with it on the day. I mean, they was quite sophisticated with that.
They're not got away with it. But they haven't escaped.
Yeah.
They're gonna go. How long are they gonna get for this? But yeah, they got in a chairlift, went straight up, smashed their way in. Very rudimentary. Used a what's it called? A hacksaw.
Yeah.
Yeah, just hack straight in.
Hacksaw, yep. Yeah. And then grabbed the jewels and then went down the ladder.
and then jumped on a motorbike. Vroom,
I jumped
off
on
you
a
go.
motorbike. What
Jumped
happened
on
to
a
the other
motorbike, took
car?
off.
They
There's
left
no
the car there.
There was a
Oh,
couple
no, I
of
thought there was
motorbikes.
a car. But wasn't there a car with the ladder
Chairlift.
that went
I'm
up?
using the wrong word. Not a chairlift, like a crane.
But I
Yeah?
thought the crane was attached to a car. Anyway, at the back of a car that the ladder went up. I might have.
I don't know.
All right.
But they escaped. They jumped on the back of 2 motorbikes. Off they went. Dropped one crown on the floor. They haven't recovered the jewels yet, and I did hear they've also arrested a woman.
Okay.
So is she a young, hot French woman, and have they
Well,
been having
one would have
wild
to
nights together?
wonder.
Because one can only imagine.
With billions of dollars of jewels on their chest.
Oh, such a great story. Thank you. I love them.
Yeah,
What are their
no,
names? Have you got their names? What are their names?
no names. No names.
Okay.
They're just 2 young hot dudes.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on to Selling Sunset, where we're up to episode 9.
No,
and I've got to
9.
admit, sorry, season 9.
Episode
Season 9.
probably 80, believe it or not.
Possibly. I've got a confession to make, though. It took me 9 seasons to work out that Amanda's name is actually Amanza with a Z.
Oh, yeah, I think a lot of people have been there, but I actually did work that out earlier than you.
I'm just like, why people have a lisp every time they say her name? I'm like,
Amanza.
oh,
Yeah,
Amanza.
yeah.
It's Amanza.
Hang on, let me
Okay.
share this. Let's just introduce our listeners to, if they
please.
aren't aware of Selling Sunset, this is the vibe of Selling Sunset. Hang on a minute. Here we go. Share.
It's coming up.
Is it on?
No, I haven't got anything. I'm not listening. I can't hear it.
Oh. I've stopped.
Oh, bugger. I can't hear it.
Really? That's annoying. Okay. Well, anyway,
Yeah.
okay, we'll try again in a bit. But in the meantime, let's just look. It's a program about. Oh, thank you, Nadia. The Oppenheim brothers.
Yes, the twins.
Yeah, the twins, the short, bald twins, who own a real estate business, and you could say are quite quickly losing control of the group that they employ.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Jason
they've got how many are there now? There's probably about 8 girls in the office, and they're all probably, very egotistical, quite off.
Yeah.
Like most of them are probably narcissists. When you put all of those into
That's
a room,
prerequisite.
you're going to get a bit of trouble.
Yeah, totally. But I suppose that's their plan. But yes, the 2 little brothers running these, who they've dated a lot of these women, which anyway, but I think these women are now over that. Even Cryshelle, the fabulous, who I would argue is the main star, that's why she's in the centre of this photo. Cryshelle dated Jason or Brett, doesn't matter. They're both bald, short men. She dated one of them, and then after that, he stupidly broke up with her because he didn't want a child, and she then went on to bigger and better things, and is dating G-Flip, an Australian drummer and musician. So she's gone into the stratosphere and become a celebrity in her own right, really, hasn't she?
Yeah. Well, she was on one of those daytime, actors, one of those. I can't remember what it was, some
Like
kind
Days
of
of Our
like
Lives or something.
days of, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And so that was her fame beforehand. And she was actually on the first season, she was like the new girl. So it's interesting now that episode, the season 9, where she's front and center. So she's come a long way.
Was she on it from the first season?
She was, but she was like the new girl coming in, like So Cryshelle's always been one of my favorites, but I reckon this season, Joan, I think I don't know, I felt like a bit of mean girl energy from her, and I've got to say, her with Emma. So Emma's got is her best friend, and she's got herself a new on again, off again boyfriend, Blake. What was his surname, Joan?
His surname is, I've looked his give me 2 seconds. Blake Davis, who is
Blake Davis.
Comes from a real estate heir, and his father also helped invent microwave popcorn. So we have a lot to be thankful for him. We have to thank Blake. Yeah.
And I think he's got 2 private planes, and he's very, very well to do. And I think Emma quite likes that lifestyle, and
yes.
She's also sort of she's quite self-made, as you sort of worked out, and she's got her own empire.
She does. So I and this I have to say stemmed from. So you think that Cryshelle's been a bit of a bitch to Emma?
I do. I think she went a bit too far. So Cryshelle, just to explain, doesn't like Emma's new boyfriend, Blake Davis. But she's, instead of just kind of like, letting Emma learn her own lessons, she's very forcefully saying, and it don't date him, and you're an idiot if you do, and like, but she was doing it so forcefully, and I just thought, like, just give Emma, let Emma live her life, and make her own mistakes. Sometimes I find that a little bit too much.
Well, but also the biggest thing is that Cryshelle put out it was actually in a Reddit thread, a fan slipped into Crishelle's DMs and asked her, what's going on with you and Emma? And Cryshelle responded with ask her about her MAGA BF who told me pronouns are dumb and that he likes to use the N-word. I just can't with that. Too old to allow that in, but love her from afar. So she said that about Cryshelle and the boyfriend. And as Mary says to Cryshelle at the reunion, that's not helpful for Emma. You've now linked her boyfriend to MAGA. You've also said that he's racist, and it wasn't a kind text message. Or I mean, in Cryshelle's defense, because I love Cryshelle, I love everything about Cryshelle. Like, surely you love everything about Cryshelle, don't you?
I love everything about Brie. But
really,
Cryshelle, the last two seasons, but she owns it. The last two,
I think she's actually. I don't believe that. I reckon she goes home and cries. I don't believe.
I reckon Cryshelle gives off nice girl, but I actually think she's quite bitchy. And I think Brie gives off bitch, and she is a bitch. Like I don't mind that. I don't mind that.
I think Brie has a sook and is very lonely. I think she pretends to be. And can I say, her party, I mean, I know it was funny or whatever, but it was disgusting. The party she invited everyone to?
Yeah, remind me. What was it?
So she throws a party which Emma, Chelsea and Cryshelle don't go to, but the rest of the girls go to it. And you go there and you can get Botox, you can get sperm put all over your face, and numerous
sperm injections.
No, there's literally people sitting around on drips.
Yeah, well, that's very Hollywood. That's very hot. That's not a Brie thing. That's a Hollywood thing. Yeah, but it is gross.
Too much for me. I don't want to turn up to a party and put a drip on.
That is so LA. But yeah, sure. I mean, they're used to that. That's their Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
But so I get it.
If we give a quick rundown of the show, clearly there's always two or three big dilemmas taking place. The first big dilemma is Nicole, who's having a go at Cryshelle because Cryshelle said she's on drugs. Nicole then makes the mistake of mentioning Cryshelle's parents. She doesn't say the word DEAD at the Thanksgiving dinner, but Amanda, in her friend Cryshelle's defense, repeatedly says dead parents. I mean, over.
That's weird.
Over. Again, did you notice that?
Yeah, well, now that you're saying that is quite alarming. Yeah. It's like, well, you want to put salt in the wound kind of thing. Yeah.
She just kept saying, don't mention her dead parents. Get out. How dare you mention her dead parents? You don't mention people's dead parents. And I was like,
they're dead.
Saying dead parents.
Yeah. No, I mean, that is a really good point for Nicole. Like, I mean, that they over-exaggerated what she had said, and that's pretty unfair. But also, she shouldn't have said it. Yeah, look, and the one thing I'll say about Cryshelle is, like in the reunion, she said when they were having that issue about that text message, and people were questioning Cryshelle about why she would say that so publicly about the MAGA thing. I mean, obviously Emma's a businesswoman. That's going to affect all of her businesses, and especially how politically divided they are over there. And Cryshelle says, well, we had a public friendship. And I'm like, that is not, you don't say that. Like, what is it? What is, like, can you please, like,
Explain. Please explain.
Please explain. Is that a friendship on the show? Like, you don't carry that. But like one of her points was, well, we had a public friendship, so I needed to tell the public that we weren't friends. So that's,
here's what I think, Nadia. This is what I think.
Yeah.
I think Cryshelle views selling Sunset as a job. And I know they all do, right? But I really do feel like Cryshelle she is the most important person on that show. I don't know how much each of them get paid. They don't declare that, but she would be on more than any of the others. She also was able to get Nicole kicked off because she was just like to Jason, nah, either she goes or I go. She was told to leave the show the next day. And I feel like she does view it as more of a job. And so when she's saying this is a public friendship, I think she's alluding to the fact that they are friends, but maybe she's a little bit treats it more as a paid gig rather than her life, possibly.
Yeah. Look, I think it gets messy, especially when you're doing a reality TV show where where are the lines been drawn here? And look, it does seem like they do have a friendship outside the show. Like I'm not suggesting that, but like to sort of say that, like we had a public friendship. I just think, it's just ugly. It's just not cool. Yeah, it is mean. And look, I think when the reason why I think Crychelle's got a big wall up, and like she was quite soft in the beginning.
Yeah.
And now she's got her guard up and like she's sort of a bit defensive and quite mean,
protective.
And protective of herself. And look, you can't be too hard on her.
Her door down, trying to get information about Cryshelle, and she's going through IVF. Like we have to remember that she's trying to have a baby.
Yeah. And also, like throughout the show, she's lost both of her parents. There's been a lot of things to happen in her life that have been, and the breakup was very public as well with her and Jason Oppenheimer, which was the main, very complicated.
Exactly.
So look, yes, I don't know. Like I'm she's on my guard. She's on my I'm not sure.
Cryshelle.
Yeah, now
everything about her.
I'm giving her the side eye for now. She's on the fence for me. Sorry. Yep. No, she's off.
Okay.
Anyway, I feel like we're moving on. Like I want to talk about Kim Kardashian's new show called All's Fair. Now you can find this on Disney. It just came out. It's produced by a guy called Ryan Murphy, and he's huge Hollywood producer. He's done Glee. He's done like heaps. If you look up his, he's got a huge rota of successful shows under his belt. So Kim Kardashian is headlining this show, and it's a really cool premise. It's about these women lawyers who they do a flashback 10 years ago where they're working all for a boardroom of men, and they're kind of like there's only 3 women, and they constantly get shunned and laughed at. And they're divorce lawyers. They all go off.
Kim's doing this. She's a lawyer.
No, like I understand that.
She's got personal experience.
She's a lawyer, but she's not an actress. I think that's the point I'm trying to make.
I don't think
so they form their own law firm, women representing women in divorce cases.
my God.
Really cool. It was a really cool premise. It stars Naomi Watts, Sarah Paulson, Glenn Close.
Oh my God.
And like these are really big players. And like, to be honest, like you needed all of these stars to really legitimize Kim Kardashian being the lead.
Yes.
And I'm like, how did they? Because I'm like looking at these clips and, you know, and I'm looking at, you know, and I'm watching it and I'm thinking someone approved all of this. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
so I'm like looking at the producers. One of the producers is Kris Jenner. Hello. So I'm like,
I immediately feel incredibly sorry for Naomi Watts. And
I don't know if
like,
their careers will recover from this, to be
how
honest.
could they have
Like,
standard working with Kris Jenner and having like
Yeah.
her tell you what to do and then giving the lead role to Kim Kardashian? Surely you'd be like, I don't want to be part of this.
I don't know how much Kris Jenner has to do, like if she actually
She
I don't
just
know how
funds
much.
it.
You know, sometimes they put the names as a producer credit. They actually don't do anything, but they collect the funds when it gets sold to Disney or, you know, it gets syndicated or whatever it is. So they actually just make a lot of money as a producer credit. Whether she actually put the show together, she definitely approved Kim being in the prime position there. And look, the script writing is pretty woeful. The one thing I've got to laugh about, their names on the show. Like, here we go.
They don't all start with K, do they?
No, that would be even worse. So Kim's name is Allura. There's Carrington. There's Emerald. There's Liberty, and there's Milan. Liberty and Milan. I know.
Liberty.
So start there. Start fucking there.
Totally. Yeah.
Emerald. Sorry.
Emerald.
I'm going to show you a clip. I'm just going to add this to stage. I hope this works. I've actually pulled this from
I can see it.
Yeah, Andy Signal. He's from Popcorn Planet, and he pulled clips. Well, let's just play it now, and I'll see if it works.
Don't fucking gaslight me either, because I've been feeling like this for years, and I know you have too.
What's going on with you? I feel like you're not telling me the whole story.
What's really going on? I want a divorce.
You want a divorce. What are you talking about?
That is the level of acting right there. So that is literally like the cadence, the pauses. It's very dramatic.
She could have been talking about anything. Like she's not.
It's very daytime television.
Yeah.
And like when I say, because I did watch a little bit of it.
Why did Glenn Close say yes, Nadia? Why?
Why did Sarah Paulson, and Naomi Watts, they are award-winning. They're all award-winning actresses, and they actually carry Kim. And then you see Kim, if she's not in the room with those award-winning actresses, like they kind of, like they really help her performance. But like if then Kim gets into the room with this, you know, I don't know, model where they found this guy that was probably approved by Kim, no, she, you know, stick to your skims, stick to like there are many lanes. She has many lanes. I just think acting is not one of them. And I'm sorry, you know, I want to support women, but you know, like that role could have gone to someone that had spent their life training to be an actress, and that's just what pisses me off.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. And that's why I feel like, God, I can't believe Glenn Close was up for that. I thought she would have said, under no circumstances.
Yeah. Look, it's surprising.
Yeah.
Very surprising.
Okay, so hang on. Can we watch that or not?
Yeah, you can. You want to watch an episode now? So it's on Disney. It's called All's Fair. You can't miss it. It's just been released. And
really? I'm going to watch it. Okay, I'll get back to you.
Yeah, it's been the reviews are someone said it was a crime against television, and it has 0% on Rotten Tomatoes, like 0, not 1, not 2, 0%. So already it's making waves for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now we're going to move on to The Girlfriend, which I
Oh,
have been trying to get you to watch for a long time. I
and I didn't
said,
listen to you. You kept saying it. And you know
I
when
know.
you get like when you just in your head, just like, oh, that'll be crap. And you just, but like, I don't know
Yeah,
why I didn't listen to you. And then
I
eventually
know.
I was like, why am I not listening? Oh, I'll chuck it on. And
Yeah.
best show I've watched all year. I'm not joking.
Hello.
Thank you. Thank you very
Hello.
much. You're a
Took a
good friend.
while.
You're a good
So The
friend.
Girlfriend, it is starring Robin White, Olivia
Yeah.
Cook, and Laurie Davidson, and it's on
She's amazing.
Prime.
Have you got
So
pictures
it's
of
a
both actresses?
psychological thriller. It's a brilliant. It's a British well, it's a psychological thriller, I would
Yeah.
say. And
Yes.
it's literally it sort of is like these basically man meets girl.
Cute
Cute girl, and the girl is
Great
like
actress.
great
Like him.
actress.
She's a good
She's
actress.
quite psychotic. And
Yeah.
but it's also it does sort of a sliding doors thing with the mother, who is also
Yeah.
equally as psychotic.
Robin White.
The mother of the
Boy.
of the boy, Laurie Davidson,
Mother of the penis.
and the mother of the penis, and she has a really weird ancestral type relationship with her son, which is also
Yeah.
adds a little element of like ooh, and
Yeah.
it's basically who's like from it shows like both perspectives, the girlfriend and the mother of the son.
And you're left quite confused as to who is the psycho.
Yeah.
And it's also, it has a bit of White Lotus to it. That's the vibe I got. Very similar music, like ba,
Yeah, good
ba,
call.
ba, ba,
Yeah.
da, ba, ba. You know what I mean? Stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
And also shot in beautiful locations because the boyfriend is loaded, and he
Yes.
they have a beautiful house in Spain. They go on these fabulous holidays, and the new girlfriend, is not rich. She's poor, and she's trying to fit into this. So it is very White Lotus. There you go. You've got the class thing as well, right? Like she's trying to fit
Yeah.
into this rich
Yeah.
family, and they're rejecting her. And it's got, it's just great.
It's great,
Great
isn't it?
acting. Both Robin's brilliant. Who's the girl? Because I love her.
Her name's Olivia Cook.
Okay, and the only thing when I googled what she's in, because I'm just like, I know this girl so well.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the only thing I know that I definitely have seen her in is a movie from years ago called My Friend Earl and the Dying Girl. Brilliant movie.
Okay.
And she was in it. She was a young girl who gets cancer. Other than that, she just looks like a lot of actresses. She looks
Yeah.
like the dragon lady in Game of Thrones, Dragon Lady, the beautiful one.
Oh.
Her name. Yep.
Yeah.
And she looks like Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
As in-
Yeah. I actually wouldn't have. I don't think she looks like either. Sorry. But I do get it. She does look like a lot of people.
Yes.
Look, yeah. She does. But look, it's a cracker, and it ends well because you don't know who the psychopath is until the very end. There's a reveal.
Is there a reveal? Why is there a reveal?
Well, I can't say that.
Okay, well, you need to say it to me off screen.
The phone.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
With the video.
What? So you think that end conversation proves one way or the other?
Yeah, and then his face drops like, oh, shiza. Anyway,
I think it just leaves it up in the air because it.
I think it proves that because it's the mother saying once she's unhappy. Oh yeah, now I've just given it away.
But Nadia, I mean, the viewers don't need to know this, but I watched that episode 6 first.
I know that's
then
unhinged.
I watched the entire series, and I thought that was how it was supposed to be.
Well, then I reckon you should now watch.
And as someone who's done that, it works. You could actually release it that way because it's like it shows you this craziness, and then it goes, hang on a minute, let's go back and look at what happened.
But they actually did that in the first episode by alluding to all the craziness that happens in the last episode. That's why I was confused. Like, I'm like, are you sure that you watched? Anyway,
I definitely did.
I now think you need to watch the very last scene again and like confirm.
Well,
Anyway,
I might watch it with my kids. I know it's slightly inappropriate, but
very inappropriate. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, that's
No judgment. No judgment.
Thank
But
you.
you might have to fast. You might have to fast forward through a few of those murder scenes.
There's not many murder
all.
scenes.
Not murder scenes, but there's a lot of
There's
tussling with knives and
there's sex.
There's a lot of.
It's the sex I don't want to watch.
Fellatio.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, Joan's like, maybe watch it with Andrew. Anyway, so one last show, and look, this is it's knife edge chasing Michelin stars. We're promising chefs and restaurants all around the world are all ambitiously striving toward, like, wanting to get a Michelin star. Some of them have one and they want two.
Sorry, Nadia, is that a hat? Or is it something different?
Yeah, the Michelin hats, stars. Is it a star or a hat? Did I get that wrong?
No. Like, do they call? Are they different things? Can you get a hat or a star?
But I don't know. Now
a hatted restaurant. It doesn't matter.
I think it's a hat. I think it's a hat. I think you're right. I just made
But a Michelin star. I'm gonna Google it. You keep talking. Michelin hat.
Okay.
Michelin star.
No, that does sound familiar. Anyway, so basically, we see these these chefs who are like top of their game, trying to impress the Michelin. And some restaurants are trying to keep their Michelin stars because it's quite hard to actually keep one. You have to retain it. You have to maintain it, and then other ones are just trying to get one because it's the standard for this achieving one is so high. And it's so fascinating to see what lengths the chefs and restaurants are going to do and they don't just go in England. They'll go to America, they go to Ireland, they go to, I think they go to Denmark. It's really fun and it's really interesting. This is on Prime.
Okay.
I
need your
so, and it's you can watch it casually. It's really a fun one. But yes, did you find out? Is it a hat or a star?
Oh, so apparently a hat is an Australian thing.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, no, so
it's not correct. A Michelin. It's not. I don't think it's a Michelin hat. I think
that doesn't sound right.
No.
But you always hear about a hatted restaurant,
Yeah, I think that's an Australian. Yeah, I don't know. Do we have Michelin stars here in Australia? That's something I've got to look up.
Well, I suppose, they might come out here and be like, you know what, we're going to reward you a Michelin star. I'm sure that happens. We've got some great restaurants, but there's a hat and a star. This is about stars. I'm going to end on this, Nadia. Just to thank my sister-in-law, friend of the pod.
Yes.
Sarah, can you chuck up, or can I chuck up?
G'day.
So, can you chuck that up? This one.
What am I chucking up?
Our friend from Mormon Housewives, Taylor Frankie Paul is the new Bachelorette.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
Yes way. So that could be interesting. 3
that
babies,
could be very. I might have to because I have
snake. And there's rumors, again, rumor from friend of the pod, Sarah. She told me that possibly Dakota, her ex-partner and father of her third child, may come on as one of the bachelors.
No way. That would be really unfair. That would be emotionally traumatic. I would be really upset about that. But great drama. Great drama.
Well, that's all they want. Great drama.
They do. Okay. Well, there you go. And they, I also heard that I don't know if it's finished filming now, but they did their first golden rose, like their golden bachelor. Do you know about that?
Person?
Yeah. So they had a guy on there that was with the golden batch. So check it out. I haven't seen it. I mean, that's been what are they on their 30th season? They
Oh my
are
God. I mean,
it's long.
still going.
a long running show.
Yeah.
Crazy.
We've watched many a season together, but yeah, they're still going.
Yeah. Well, the
not as
amount of
bad
money
as
that
My
they've
Kitchen-
made
My Kitchen Rules.
on
but I
that
thought That
show.
show's still going. My Kitchen. There's some shows it's just like, well, they just end.
Yeah,
Anyway,
no,
we're getting sidetracked.
Yeah.
Well, does that wrap
That
us
wraps
up?
it up. That wraps it up,
That's
Joni.
fine.
I think a fantastic show to get us back into it and get us rolling. Hopefully, we can come to you more consistently. And in the meantime, sending all our love. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening.
I'm off to watch lawyer and actor Kim Kardashian.
Oh, tell me what you think. Wonderful. All right. See you next time, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Och, that's enough moaning for today, lasses. See you next week.